Sammy Rigaud. It's an honor for you to be here with us today. Hey, listen, man, I'm not going to waste too much time. We're going to get right into it. I have the honor, the privilege, what else I can say? The blessing to have my biggest blessing with me here today. You look good, girl.
Aww.
You look pregnant. You look good.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah,
I feel like I've been asking you for a long time. Can I get on the Sammy Rigaud podcast?
So this is different. When you come up here, we don't. We did yours.
We did.
We did yours, and people loved it. We had a
They
good time.
did.
But we were so mushy gushy. Here, this is. Normally, we do some episodes. People walk out of here like we debate so much they walk out. They upset. They turn up. We're not gonna get upset, but we are gonna push it a little bit.
Let's do it.
Right. First, I want to ask you how's your pregnancy going? Right. I feel like I'm with you every day, but how's your pregnancy going?
Pregnancy's going good, to be honest. I always tell you, if they're all gonna be like this, maybe we can have 10 more. No, it's really been great.
I'm down with that. Yeah. What's been the hardest part about all that, about the pregnancy? So right now, as we're filming this, we're 8 months, right?
8 months.
What's been the hardest part of the pregnancy?
I think honestly the hardest part has like I know I'm being productive with my body by creating a child.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm like not being productive in society. Like I feel like I'm just taking up space. Cuz like literally yesterday I probably took a total nap of like 8 hours. So I just feel like even like nesting and stuff, everyone's like, oh my God, you're going to get into this nesting mode. You're just going to want to put like declutter and put everything away. And I'm like, y'all, I can't stay awake long enough to do anything.
You sleep a whole lot more now. You sleep
so
a whole lot more.
much. Oh my God.
You sleep a whole lot more now. I ain't going to lie. And you sleep often. That's the biggest thing. Not only you sleeping longer, like I feel like it take you longer, but you also you sleeping
all day and
often.
all night.
You do something and then it's all right, I gotta take a nap. Then you do something else and you gotta take another nap. Or I'll call you, I'm like, hey, I'll go to the gym, I'll be back. I come back. I leave you napping, you do some stuff, and I come back, you nap.
I'm napping.
Yeah. It's all good though. It's all good though.
But everybody's like, well, you got to do it now because when she gets here, you're not going to be able to. So, baby, I've been taking full advantage of my sleep.
Got you. Well, let's get into it. You know, we also talk sports here, so I'm going to quiz you randomly. How much is a 3-pointer worth?
3 points.
All right, that's enough. All right, that's enough. All right, let's get busy. So, the first thing, I'm from North Miami, Florida, USA, and I'm Haitian American, right? And I was raised differently than you were. You're African American, Black, right? And you're from Atlanta. Your family is originally from Dothan, like you have Dothan, Alabama in your blood, right? So that's like South. So we were raised a little differently.
And I got Philly.
You got Philly. Your daddy's from Philly, North Philly. So, okay. And the Haitian culture, we do some things different. Mm-hmm. And as we're about to raise our child together, we gonna have to find some kind of common ground.
Yeah,
because we can't raise them how I was raised. Even though I came out great.
How I was raised, even though I'm pretty much perfect.
Pretty perfect, yeah. We're gonna have to find a balance.
Yeah.
So, all right, here we go. I'm Haitian. When they say Bible Belt in the Haitian community, it's not really what you would think as Bible Belt. It's like we hold the Bible very important, and then we use the belt to reinforce what the Bible. If you Haitian, you watching this, you know that you from the Bible Belt, you had the Bible and your parents had a belt. That's the Bible belt. But in America, it means something different, right? It means like these little states. So my question to you, what do you feel? We're about to have a daughter in a month, 2 months.
2 months.
What do you feel about disciplining? Right off the bat, what do you feel about spanking?
No.
Why? Okay, why?
Okay, so how
You were spanked.
I was never
You
spanked.
were not spanked.
I was never spanked.
Your daddy, your mom never spanked you?
My mom never
She never did a little
us.
top
My
on your
dad
hand?
never spanked us.
Oh, wow.
And
your grandma didn't spank you?
Nobody ever put their hands on me.
Oh, my God.
And that's why I just feel like I can't put my hands on nobody. Because I was always told, if you put your hands on somebody, expect them to put their hands back on you.
The baby ain't going to put, the child ain't going to put their hands back on you.
Yeah, but it's just...
Because then that's a whole new thing. In the Haitian culture, if I went back to take my mom's hand, in fact, let me tell you a story. One time I made a big mistake as a kid. And my mama...
What was the mistake?
It was a mistake. And my mom, like, tried to whoop me. I grabbed the belt, right? And she dropped the belt in dramatic fashion and drop. And she said, why? Now you try to fight me. Well, Sammy's trying to fight me. And I'm like, I just tried to grab the belt from you. So I couldn't even imagine a child putting their hand back on their parents. I hear some people do that, but I've never seen that.
I've never seen it. I don't know. I also don't know anything about getting spanking.
So you're saying no. You're saying no, we shouldn't.
And let me also say this. It also could be because I come from a family of all girls. So I'm the youngest of 4 girls.
Was your oldest sister spanked?
None of us were ever spanked.
You weren't there.
My parents would have told me. They said that they got spanked growing up, and they said when they had kids, they were not going to do any spanking. So maybe it might have been different had we had a brother. I don't know.
Oh, they would have spanked them. Your mama would have spanked them. Your aunties and them would have spanked them. So does your cousin ever get spanked? Do you know that?
I don't think I've ever asked. I'm sure some of them did.
You should ask. You should ask.
I
don't want to say names.
I won't be giving spankings.
Okay.
And I know, again, we have to find middle ground if that's how you believe that she needs to be disciplined. Okay, let me tell you about how we were disciplined, okay?
How were you?
So...
I'm trying to get your mama up here, so talk about how she disciplined y'all.
She would take stuff away. Instead of physical harm to a child.
It's not harm. It's reinforcement.
Well, that wouldn't happen to us. We got cell phones. She would take those away, take computers away, take Game Boys away, right? You find things that your children value, and then you take them away for a certain period of time. It's like being grounded, right? You be grounded. You got to go to your room. You your TV taken out the room, right? You can't do nothing. It's just you and your thoughts and your Bible.
I was grounded, all right. I was grounded. They would beat me to the ground. I was grounded.
Beaten.
They would beat me to the ground.
My child.
They would spank me to the ground. I was grounded. I was spanked to the ground. I was spanked to the ground. No, but on the real though, you're saying you wouldn't do it. So how would you feel if you walked in? We're having a girl. Yeah. Right, so it's different. Yeah, we're having a girl. I personally believe that girls mature a little faster. Mm-hmm. So that discipline style won't last that long. Like it'll learn quickly, and then girls, as a teacher experience, girls aim to please fairly early. Mm-hmm. Fairly early, they're it's early in their life where they're like, oh no, I want mommy to be happy. I want that. As a boy, sometimes you're not, you know what I'm saying? You just living. You're not really, you're doing you trying to figure it out. But girls are a little different. How would you feel if you walked in? We have a boy next. You walk in and I'm spanking him for something for him talking back to a teacher at school.
I think I would feel sad,
Yeah.
right? But I don't know anything about growing up around boys. I don't know anything about disciplining boys. So I also hear that they're a little more hard headed. So I don't. Hard head makes for a thoughtful duty. So
Woo!
so maybe
Yeah.
that really is how they have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
And I trust my husband enough to be
Yeah.
able to make that decision.
Uh,
I would feel sad for him. That's something that I haven't
'Cause they come from
experienced.
your
And
body. That's
I
your
know it's
yeah,
my
yeah.
baby. So, but yeah, I think that boys might be a little bit different.
I'm gonna ask y'all. Will y'all spank y'all? Do y'all spank y'all children? Will y'all spank y'all
You know
children?
they spank their
Boy.
kids.
Okay. Other thing I want to ask, right?
Uh-huh.
Because I think, like I said, I was raised different.
Mm-hmm.
Bible Belt, right? The Bible and the belt, right?
Lord.
Can our neighbors discipline our children?
Discipline how? Because
Can
let
our
me tell you
neighbor?
one thing.
Can I?
Okay.
Can our?
Let
If
me
our? Okay. They catch Sammy Jr. down the street spray painting a wall. Can that guy who live in our neighborhood that's always doing the punching bag, the big strong guy? Can he grab? You know what I'm talking about,
I
right?
know exactly what you're talking
That guy who
about.
does that. Can he see Sammy Jr. spray painting that fence and say, "Hey, ain't you Sammy boy? Get over here!" Grab Sammy Jr., slap him beside the head, bring that Joker back to me.
Absolutely not. I think that he can grab him up
Yeah.
and bring him home to be disciplined by his parents. Don't
What?
put your hands on my child, because then I'm
What?
gonna have to put my hands on
That
you.
big man up there with
Hey, well, you gonna have to put your hands on him.
Okay. So I'm cool with him bringing, but what? Let's say Sammy Jr. talks back,
Yeah.
right? Then what?
We're not raising no kids that's finna talk back.
I know, not obviously, but what I've learned as a teacher in 11 years was the minute you say mine won't, shoot, that Joker will. And a lot of my students' parents over the years come to the meetings. Oh my goodness, I can't believe they don't do that at home. Okay, yeah, they do. You just don't see it. And now they in the classroom and they doing it. So I already know. You know what I'm saying? You're telling me they they cannot. What if it's a grandma? Let's say it's a grandma, like an older lady, an elderly lady, sees uh 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 our daughter dressing something somewhere she's not supposed to be. You're telling me that lady can't grab her, pinch her, bring her, and check her?
I think it's a difference in checking and even disciplining and spanking. I again feel like if I won't even spank my own child,
Yeah.
there's no way another adult is about to put their hands on her.
See,
No.
see, I'm cool with that, except, except, um, we gotta have like, I'd rather me spank my son or discipline our children. I'd rather the neighbors do it that at least know us and have some type of like emotion and like connection with us before the police does, right? And I think a big thing in our culture right now is like people don't respect authority. She kicking?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No, I'm breathing hard because I agree.
you get what I'm saying? Though, but like I feel like at least the guy up the street, he's gonna whack, and then he's gonna bring him home. And then if I don't like how he did it, I could be like, "Hey, bro, like, oh, He a kid, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fix that. Or I'm gonna fix it in my house and be like, yo, you're not gonna have me. That's not nobody's gonna bring you home. So I feel like in society we've lost the fact of like now we got
The
the
village.
village, yeah. And it's like, so the police ain't the village. The police is the police. That's the end of the law to me in my book. Obviously, salute to all the police. They are, you know what I mean, enforcement or whatever. But to me, they the end. Like if we wilding out and we get to the end of the police, it's like, yo, we in trouble. So that's why I'm like, to me, my dad always taught me in a way to where I never rebelled against police or other authority because I was like,
I didn't either. I think that number one, like you said, girls like to please a
yeah,
little sooner. And number two, my parents just raised respectful kids. So I never got into any trouble with the law. I never was disrespectful towards adults because they really instilled and made sure that we knew. Listen, anybody outside this house, you're gonna anybody in this house and outside this house, you're gonna respect because you get respect by giving respect, and
I
they
hear
just
that.
instilled those different principles in us, and they didn't have an issue with what we did because we focused more on making sure, okay, when I step out, I'm stepping out as a Phillips, and I need to make sure that my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed
Yeah,
because I'm a reflection of my parents. I'm a
yeah.
reflection of my family, and that for me,
Was scary enough. You feel like, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. See, for me, I feel like that happened, but I also knew my parents like, like I grew up trying to make sure that like I didn't mess up to them because my neighbor, I had a neighbor that would whoop. My dad used to whoop the other kids in the neighborhood. Like he catch you jumping a fence and climbing a tree, stealing star fruit. I mean, and little Haiti or North Miami, he's whooping you. And I think you know, we keep that. Like my Luke's Lucker, like his mom could have whooped me. His stepdad could like friends of my parents, like if they seen me out of pocket.
They could discipline. They better not put their hands on my child.
It's funny you say that because there was a time though where I was like some guy lied on me from the church. He didn't whoop me, but he lied on me.
Said what?
He lied on me. Like I was riding my bike in the city, and then he's like, he go to my uncle and call, hey, I saw Sammy all the way, and he said someplace far, a place I hadn't even heard of. I was like, no, I wasn't. And then my parents were like, no, no, you're not allowed to tell adults they lying. Did y'all have that too?
Not
You're not allowed
allowed
to
to.
tell adults they lying.
Yeah.
So
You
I'm
couldn't
like,
even say the word lie. It
I'm
wasn't
like,
even
this
just
man is
adults.
bold faced lying on me, but I couldn't say nothing because
We would say, okay, fine, they're not lying. They just telling a story.
but no, I think there's gonna have to be the balance of that. We'll figure this out. Obviously, we talking about this to y'all, but we're gonna spend some time talking about this amongst ourselves. The other thing I want to ask you
My baby
is,
not gonna get whooped.
hey, hey, what about? Okay, I'm Haitian,
Hmm.
and the Haitian culture, we don't do this thing called sleepover. No, no sleepover. We don't that. No, I've never slept at a friend's house. Only time I would go sleep away is if I went on a basketball tournament and I was with a coach or something. Haitians don't do sleepovers. I don't know about the new age Haitians, but the other, like when I was growing up, we didn't do sleepover. You didn't bring a sleeping bag. You wasn't gonna get what is it called? Those parties where it's like three, four, five people. Hey, we're having a get to. We never did that. Haitians, your parents paid the bills. That's where you slept. Whatever your parent paid for, that's where you slept. Right? That's your house. But you had sleepovers.
I did. They were such a huge part of my childhood.
So
but
hold on. Let me ask the question.
Okay.
This ain't your channel. This is the Sammy Rigaud podcast, right?
We had more fun on it, Kenzie Simone.
Yeah, I told you. So I'm saying right now, right? I don't care where this conversation goes. I'm saying no sleepover, right? That's my vote. I'm voting for no sleepover. Why? Because I don't like it. I don't understand it, and I don't think it's good.
But she can sleep over at her cousin's house, or just nobody at all. Don't do that.
Which cousin? Because it depends which cousin. It depends which cousins. It depends which cousin. If it's a good cousin and we're having a good time, let's do it. Maybe. Are we spending the night there too? She could do that. Yes.
Would you allow?
Yes. No. Yes. I would.
We were talking about Luke earlier.
Yeah.
If his kids wanted to come over and spend the night,
no, go home. The heck? Go home. Take a behind home.
So two things I was going to say. Two things I was going to say. One of my best friends to this day, we actually, the very first night that we met, she stayed over at my house.
Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's a lucky
what turn of events. We met in church, okay? Yeah. We met in church. And it was three of us. We were three peas in a pod.
Yeah.
And it was watch night service at church. So we didn't get out until, you go for watch night
praise
for
the Lord
midnight.
For the new year.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're going home after midnight. So we used to do this thing after watch night service. We'd all come back to my parents' house. My mom would cook breakfast, and everybody would hang out and come over and sleep over. Yeah. And so by the time she even got to the house, it's 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. So obviously she's not going to go home at that point. And we just became
friends. Where'd she sleep? She slept in y'all room?
Yeah.
You just met this lady at church?
Yeah. We would just all make a pellet on the floor. Some people would sleep in the bed.
How old were you?
7.
Is the same friend I know?
Mm-hmm.
You just got lucky. She good people. You just got lucky. Because it don't always be that way.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm just thinking about my experiences. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So you said that you used to be able to go to
basketball. That's it. Basketball and football.
What's the difference? That's you going with friends, an adult. What's the difference?
I think my family just rocked with coaching.
It's not a difference.
It is a difference.
Okay, a coach, a family friend.
Ooh, I don't know.
It's the same thing.
I think it's a difference.
It's not.
I think it's a difference.
It's not.
I think
it's still spending the night somewhere where your parents don't pay the bills.
But they paid for basketball.
I think that I can understand that it can't just be anybody's house,
yeah,
obviously. But my best friends, you can go stay at their house.
Their house?
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, I don't.
What's some of my favorite memories? Just us talking to, oh my God, we're going to stay all together and stay up until 4 a.m. and then not be able to wake up the next day. That's part of growing up and childhood. And
so it's getting spanked.
Whatever, dude.
So it's funny because I teach now. I teach at a school now, and all my whole class, there's sleepover about every other week.
Yeah.
Stay over, sleep over.
No one calls it a stay over, babe.
They don't.
It's only a sleepover. A stay over?
I feel like they'd be
58.
I feel like they'd be calling it that.
No, they don't. If they do, they're wrong.
Yeah, I feel like they're calling that. But I think, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. So do you have anybody in mind right now you would let them sleep over at?
My best friend.
Who? Tell me. I don't know. 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 So I could
You
put.
know they can still hear that too,
So I could
right?
put
Because
my.
I
I
can
could.
hear
So I
that.
could put. I could put. I could put in my. I could put in my friend's house too.
Depending on what friend
I
it
don't think. I don't know.
is.
I don't know. I think I like that friend a lot. I like her a lot.
I know. She's my best friend for a
I
reason.
like her a lot. We'll see about the whole sleepover thing. Because
We'll
what?
see.
Because what happens is, what if our kids don't get along with their kids?
They're gonna get along. That's gonna be their first friends. I'm just kidding. By the time my friends start having kids, they're gonna be babysitting them. So, but
Okay. All right.
I'm just thinking about like my best friends growing up. Like my parents knew them before, but like my parents got close to their parents because I got close to their daughters.
Yeah.
And that blossomed friendships for the whole family. Like our parents got close. My sisters got close with their sisters. Like, so just, I don't know. And even to this day, like, one of them's, see, I don't know if your people know, but my dad passed back in 2020. And since then, one of the girl who stayed over the very first night I met her, her dad sends a message to me and my sisters and my mom every day. Just words of encouragement, and all that because that family's good people.
Yeah.
And he got cool with my dad. Her mom's cool with my mom. And
Yeah.
that trust and that friendship blossomed, and we were able to spend the night because there was trust among the families. So I felt like it's like good, when you know good people.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, girl. We'll see. We'll see. Because at the end of the day, I think you open up Pandora's box to that too.
I can definitely
You feel me?
see where you're coming from
You
when
start
you say
letting
that.
sleepover happen, then it spiral out of control. And I
I can see
think I'm
that.
not trying to parent out of fear. You know what I mean? Like a lot of parents do. A lot of you parents, you parent out of fear. You read something, you hear something, some gossip, somebody at church, something happened, and then all of nowhere you start saying, "Oh no, I'm going to protect my kid from that." You can't protect your kid from everything, but what you can protect your kid from, you should, right? So I think I don't necessarily, um, I don't know. We'll see. I think sleepover was not something I was used to, and if there's a lot of new Haitian parents who are doing it, so I might be one of them new Haitian parents.
We'll see. Because I can definitely see the other side as well. I think that depending on who your child is, I
Yeah,
think, especially if the friends have, siblings of the opposite
and that's the other thing.
sex,
Yeah, yeah.
and
So that's
yeah.
what I was saying. Is what I was trying to say without saying it, but whatever. We there. I think you have. It's almost like who else is there, right?
Hmm.
You know, I have that friend who does the parental thing on their phone. Like they
Hmm.
have the app, and it's like, yo, sometimes you start seeing some wild searches, not by your innocent, loving child that never gets spanked. That's perfect, but and not even the friend that you've allowed them to make and sleep over. But there's some joker, there's some knucklehead that's 15, that's 13, that's you know what I mean, and it's like, oh, what are they doing there? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I think too freely we allow that to happen. Like we'll put our kids around other people for fun, and it's like it's
Yeah.
very dangerous
Yeah.
because it's like if I'm doing a sleepover, I'm gonna ask who's all gonna be there, where's this, what's the sleeping arrangement, is there a pet, is there a pool? What's the food? Who's making it? Who made it? the last couple of times? What do I need to bring? What's the numbers that you get? Like, there's so many things
by the
that
time
go
you do
into
all
starting.
that, you might as well just not even let them go. You're gonna ask all them
You
questions.
need to
might as
ask
well
you,
be
you need to
there.
ask all them questions at a sleepover for these sleepovers because you don't know what can happen, right?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
It's true. I think them kind of things are important. All right, boom. The child, you know what I mean. The child can't get spanked, according to you. Child could sleep over all over the world. Sleeping tour. Good child could do a sleeping tour. And then now, here's my other question. What do you think about college? Oh, before I say that, because this is an episode I did.
Mm-hmm.
I think all kids should do sports. You agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Every kid, some kind of sport, like girl, boy. They both should do sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's how you build. And I'm not okay. Let me say something about this. I think we need to go back to being honest with children.
Yeah.
If you're playing a sport or if you're auditioning for a sport and you suck,
Trying out for a sport.
Okay, trying out for a sport
And
you suck,
yeah.
you don't need to make the team, okay?
Yeah.
You need to go take a season off, practice, get better, and make the team the next season. Like,
Wow. So you don't think everybody should get a trophy?
No. Oh my goodness.
That's different.
I just think back to when I was in middle school.
Talk about it. You told me the story.
I made the cheerleading squad.
You was proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You was a flyer.
I was
they threw
a flyer.
You up in the air.
They did.
Yep.
They did.
And you said, "Wow!" They came down. Yeah.
And for all the girls that didn't make the cheerleading squad, they basically created a second cheerleading squad for all 60 of those girls.
All the losers, yeah.
And basically had two cheerleading squads. And it's like, what the heck is that? They're not good. They suck. Yeah. That's why they didn't make it.
The funny thing is, there was a guy, his kid got a 4th place trophy.
What is 4th place? Like, what are we doing? And this is why everybody is so soft in this society. They think that everybody just deserves everything. You don't get it just because you want it. Yeah, Work for it.
In my classroom this year, I did a playlist thing. I made every kid turn in a playlist of their top 5 favorite songs, clean only, and then I would.
Not they want an explicit song.
Hey, 5th grade. Yeah.
Lord.
Wop, 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 wop.
Jesus.
They not like us. They was going crazy with they not
These
like
kids us. Not from the Bible Belt.
Yeah. Oh, see? The Bible Belt.
Oh my God. So finish your story.
So they both were, I made the playlist for these kids. They made their own, then they submit them. And then I'm all right, guys, I'm going to pick one per day. And they're like, will we each of us get a turn? And I'm like, no, like I'm gonna pick according to behaviors, and right. And they're like, no, that's not fair. We all should get a turn. And I'm like, fair. Like fair is I open this book and teach you something. Fair is I get you from the time your parents drop you off to the end of the day. I get you safe. Right. I supervise you and make sure no one breaks an arm or I don't know, like that. Supervisor give you safe, provide you with instruction. You coming up with your favorite songs? That's not fair.
Entitlement is crazy. It's crazy.
Right? That just reminded me. They're not entitled. Like we done did the whole year, and I done worked them out of that. Like I keep pushing it, but that reminded me. So you don't think a kid should get 4th place trophy?
No.
Okay. So,
but I do think that all kids should do sports like an actual sport where they're not just given. First of all, respect. Okay, cheer is a sport. Period. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mama. Anyways, but they should do a sport that is like real. That's not a trophy. That's not like the second round of cheerleaders that we had that I just described. They shouldn't do something like that. They should do something that they actually work towards and build, camaraderie, and they have to work and practice, and all that stuff definitely instills good things in kids, but it can't be them fourth and fifth place trophy sports.
Because then it's the first, second, third. It's a triangle, or it goes on in line. There's no fourth.
It's not a fourth.
What do you think?
If you're fourth, you're last.
You're technically the first loser.
Second,
because second is second, third is third, and it's all right. That's enough. All right, where are the losers? Oh, there's fourth place right there. We're gonna start with you. Fifth, sixth, and keep going up. Okay, we're trying to ask this question. Do you think our children have to go to college?
Yes.
Why?
Two things. One, I'm going to be biased because I've been biased for this whole thing. And I think I was raised great, right? Yeah. But my parents always talked about how college were the best years of their life. Because believe it or not, I don't know if I've ever told you, but I actually didn't want to go to college. Yeah. Like, I begged my parents, like, please don't make me go. Let me just join the family business and work and make money, because I'm just going to college to be able to make money anyways. Like, it's such a waste of money. Yeah. But I'm so glad I went. I met my best friends. I started an organization, invigorated the entrepreneur in me. I joined so many different clubs. I was in leadership positions. It was just such a... I learned how to live with other people. It was just a blossoming experience. You said what?
Oh, yeah? You learned how to live with people?
Other girls. I ain't never lived with no other man besides my daddy until I met you.
Okay.
Don't try me now. I don't believe in that now.
Trying to see if you... so you learn how to live with people. So you should know how to live with me somewhat.
Don't play with me.
No. But you're saying college was an experience type thing for you. You went there, you learned.
And it was more than just the education of going to college. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that there's so many intangibles that you learn. And I think that kids need to get out of their home, city, and state when they go to college.
Why?
Because first of all, if I'm coming home every weekend, I'm not growing up. I could have just stayed at home. So with me, my freshman year, I literally cried every day. Like, I wanted to come home so bad. I hated it. I want to transfer. I was like, this is whack. I told y'all I didn't want to go to school.
Yeah.
But I learned how to grow up. I learned how to be an adult, being an individual, not have to... Everything has... I don't know. Like, I grew up and I became a better person because I had to figure it out. I couldn't just always come crying back to mommy and daddy because they were in a whole different state. I had to figure it out. So I think that going away for school and staying away during the school year, I think that's so important.
See, I think... Okay, I say my bias. College was one of the worst times for me.
Dang, sucks to suck.
The worst time. I think I hated it because I didn't fit in college. Like, I didn't fit in at all. I couldn't understand, I grew up super poor. Like, super poor. So I got to college and, I got my little Toyota and I'm struggling and I'm watching all these other people in nice cars and they've got their parents drop them off, and my parents just weren't in that position to do any of that. I think it was different. Like, I hated professors because I knew they didn't really care. It was just like, here's a lecture, here's a lecture, here's a lecture. And I didn't like it. And I always felt like, man, I could just be making some money instead. So then I got to graduation, and I'm like, okay, what job am I gonna get with this degree? And it's like, yo, it was impossible to find a job. I spent about 3-4 months, couldn't find a job. In fact, some people longer than that, they ain't find a job. Like some people right now, they're watching this right now, and they graduated and they can't find a job, right, in their field. And so it always frustrated me, like, man, why am I in a school when I'm not gonna be able to find a job and I don't fit here, right? I'd be in college and some of the kids are just acting so tough, and I'm like, dude, we're all trying to better ourselves and get degrees, right? But people were acting tough, trying to fight on the gym and all this stuff, or outside parties and whatnot, and all this stuff, and it was like I hated it. I really felt that I could have just, worked. Now I did meet some good people. I have some friends in college, about 3, 4, um, that I have forever. Right? These guys are solid. They're solid. They're more solid than the people that I was friends with back home. Like in college, I think we identified through the struggle together, and then we became really cool. Dope. That being said, shoot, I don't really think um I would advise people to go to college. Maybe my if we had a son, I definitely wouldn't advise him to go to college unless it was
Would
like
or not?
would not. Unless it was like I feel like if you're not going to school for medicine,
Law,
law,
engineering.
engineering, what else?
That's pretty much all.
Yeah, I feel like you can do about anything else without college. Now, if you're saying the experience was so valuable, living amongst each other, dorming and being part of clubs and all that stuff, sure. But to me, I didn't do none of that. So I look at it like, what I'm here for? Um, I was school for communications. I have a Bible degree. Like those, okay, cool. But like at the end of the day, I don't see the value of everybody. Some of these degrees are nonsense. Nonsense.
I agree. I
And
agree
it's
with
like
that part.
some of these degrees are nonsense. It's
And
like you
then
get
people be having so much debt for them degrees
for the
that they're not
degrees that are
using. Yeah.
right? And it's like, oh, okay, well, meanwhile, like I graduated back home. There was a guy named Omar. Omar didn't go to college. Omar started becoming a plumber. Boy, if you see Omar's house right now, that thing's about it's huge.
Well,
So it's like
I do believe in trade school, and I think that we definitely need to get back to going to trade school. I don't know why that's a
why
lost
it
art.
stopped. Well, you know what
Yeah.
why it was? Because those movies came out about college. Those TV shows came out college, BT College Hill, even some of those Cosby show.
Hmm.
I watched the movie. What's the McLovin movie? McLovin. Super bad. It was in college. It was like
Never seen
you never seen it? Oh. But it was like we saw college. It was like college. College is cool. College is fun. Spring break became a thing. Oh la 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 la, and all of a sudden it was like, yo, everybody's got to go to college. Before people went to trade school, people went to the service. People did whatever they did, but we glamorized college through media, and then
Yeah.
now everybody feel like I gotta go to college. 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 So I was like, to me, um, yeah, man, I'm not pounding the table for college for anybody, girl or boy. I think trade school. First of all, it's like, what do you want to be, right? And then does college is it a necessity for you to be that?
Hmm.
If it is, take your behind up there, sign it up. We'll help you get through it. Cool.
Hmm.
But if not, it's like if you want to do that, but you just want to go to college to be experienced, to me, that's a no. If you want to go be something that doesn't need college, but you want to go to college to be an experience, that's a no to me.
Well, I enjoyed my experience, so it was the best 4 years of my life.
Do you get what I'm saying though?
I hear you.
Because it's like, why would I want to like? I don't know. I think I think people can lose themselves in that.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people lose themselves. Like I would be in college. I knew a guy who was very popular. But guess what? He was in there fooling around. He was failing 2, 3 classes, and I'm like, damn, bro, like you paying for these, and your debt is, you're paying for these with interest if you're taking loans. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like college ain't for everybody, and then I feel like I don't know. I feel we can definitely get to the wealth and the positive life, the successful life. That's not the only route to do it. It's not the only route to do it.
I hear you.
Here's the last thing I was gonna ask.
Okay.
Right. So we said no. I'm saying no to sleepovers. You saying yeah. Yeah. I'm saying yes to spankings. You saying no. I'm saying no to college unless medical engineering, law. You're saying yes to college. Um, how much of how how independent do you like? What's the perfect amount of independence you want for? We'll do ages, right? From 10 years old, your kid's 10. How independent can they be? What do you expect? How independent do you think they can be? 10 years old.
Like a percentage wise?
In general, what are some things they should be able to do by themselves at 10? Shower?
Yes.
Okay. I'm saying that
Shower,
I'm
tie
gonna
their
start. You gotta start somewhere. You need
shoes.
to tie your shoes, yeah. Put your
Yeah.
clothes on. That's 10 years old is like
Even pick out your clothes
10
for
years old is like
school.
fourth, fifth grade.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an age I teach. So pick your clothes.
Yeah. Sidetrack.
Pick your clothes.
So when I was in 5th grade, 10
Yeah.
years old, I y'all, the pregnancy isn't the first time when I wanted all this sleep. I've always really loved sleep. The pregnancy just really, really enhanced it. But when I was in 5th grade, and it would be time to get up for school, my mom would come in or my dad would come in and wake us up, and I'd be like, okay, but could you please pick out my outfit for school? I don't know what to wear. And so my mom would go pick up my clothes. And it was just so I could sleep a little longer. And then I would wake up and hurry up and pick out a new outfit and get dressed. But yeah, it's just because I just need a little more sleep.
So at 10, okay, so at 10 and 11, 10 years old, they should be able to pick their own clothes.
Yeah.
Should they be able to wake themselves up by themselves?
I think we can still help with that at 10 years old.
Should they be responsible for their own schoolwork and getting it done?
Yes, I think that they should be responsible, but I think at 10 years old, it's still our responsibility as parents to say, not necessarily like, hey, get your work done, but just making sure that they're staying on top of things. Like, hey, what'd you learn today? Like, not let me see your homework to check, but like, let me see just to get an idea or just to stay abreast of things, but they should definitely take ownership in their work.
Should they be aware and responsible for their own schedule in terms of like school? Then I got on Mondays, I got kids ministry. On Wednesday, I got because you're so organized. You have all these calendars and all that stuff. So what I'm trying to see is how much are you gonna let go? So at 10 years old, is that where you can start letting go?
At 10 years old, I think that I'll start teaching them how to keep track of an agenda and whatnot, and making sure that they're too paying attention and just being mindful of their schedule,
Yeah.
but I'll definitely still take the lead on their schedule.
Can they have a Cash App card at 10 years old?
Yeah, I think so. I think that it will teach them responsibility of this is how much you have, this is how much you can spend. Because I don't think on Cash App, I don't think it overdrafts. It just says it's declined.
Yeah.
You ain't got no money.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
think, yeah, definitely they need to learn, financial responsibilities.
Can and they can buy whatever they want.
I don't know about whatever they want. I think that there should still be parameters because, I mean, these kids be buying stuff that they ain't
Yeah.
got no
Yeah,
business
yeah,
buying
yeah,
nowadays.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that they're 10, they're still children. So I'll definitely still, I'm not going to be so, let me see everything, but still let me see everything. I
Yeah.
need to know. Growing up, on any random day, my mom will say, bring your phone down here, bring your computer, sign into your Facebook, let me see your feed, who your friends. And I think that was, during it, I didn't like it. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, like these my friends, back up.
Yeah.
But she literally would go through and delete friends off Facebook. Like if somebody said a bad word, nope, they're not your friend. They're not your friend. So I think you definitely do need to be involved, and especially a 10-year-old, yeah, you need to be
Yeah.
involved.
Okay, so 15. 15. Now this is so far away, right? It's so
Okay,
far
I
away.
know.
So we're just shooting it. But how independent can they be at 15?
Still pretty interdependent. I don't think you really gain independence until about 18, 16 to 18. But 16, you start getting a little more independent because you're still under my roof.
Yeah.
So I can still see everything I need to see. But I also need you to trust me too.
Yeah.
Because if I don't create any space for trust to be built, then you're going to start hiding stuff. And I don't want that to happen. However, you're still a child under my roof.
Yeah.
So I do still, you ain't paying for nothing.
Yeah.
This ain't your room. What bills you pay?
Would you ever give your teen a bill?
Probably not. Mm-mm.
Why? Cause I would, and I'll tell you why.
Okay,
So
why is that?
I turned 16, and I had a job, and I had a car, and my uncle made me. I lived with my uncle. My uncle made me pay a bill. I paid my phone bill. Right, that was my only bill. But what it did was, my phone tilted that phone. I have the same one. It's never been cut off. But at a young age, it taught me, like, you got something you got to pay, right? And I had to literally go to the store back then and go and swipe my debit card from Wachovia, which is like Wells Fargo now. But I would go there and I would swipe my card and I would pay for my phone bill. So I paid for my gas. I paid for my Get Fresh, my clothes, my cologne, my sneakers, the local date, you know what I'm saying? Back then, it wasn't you, baby. But I would.
I thought it was the only person you've ever been with.
I would spend my money that way, and then I would learn to budget that way. Sometimes I was close to not having any money to do anything. But it also taught me, oh, snap, as a man, you better go work some more. Right? So you think, so that's why I said, like, how independent can they be with that?
Like you were just saying, I think that there's such a difference in raising a girl and raising a boy.
Yeah.
Because as a boy, he probably does need a bill because we're pretty traditional.
Yeah.
And when he gets older and we give him away to marry his wife, it's going to be his responsibility to make sure that financially his house is okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure that his wife would love to help, but that's not going to be her main priority.
Yeah.
His main priority is to be the provider. So I definitely think maybe, yeah, if we have a boy, give him a bill.
So are you gonna raise? Okay. So are you gonna raise our daughter to be a traditional, uh, you know what I mean,
Wife?
woman,
Yes, I
wife? Yeah.
am. I am.
What does that look like?
You gonna make these people on your page hate me. I don't even want to talk
Hey,
about
no,
it.
no, no. I have a majority of men who watch this. Men with when I said the whole girl dad thing, a lot of people, a lot of men were excited. They messaged me. So it is guys. You're speaking to guys here, right now. We're gonna cross it, so we're gonna. Some
Jesus.
girls are gonna see this but I told you about 45 minutes. Your legs starting to hurt. We fixing that at this space, but you're saying, what does that look like in terms of traditional? You're raising a bit traditional.
Well, one thing that we already have
Yeah.
in our kitchen right now, and our daughter isn't even born, but we have the toddler tower.
Yeah.
That way she can be helping me learn how to cook.
Okay.
I think that I'm very traditional. So
Yeah.
I think that women's main role is within the home. Now I work, I get
For
out the
sure.
house. I'm not saying that women can't do that,
Yeah.
but I think that men and women have different strengths.
Yeah.
And I think that in a marriage, you play into those strengths.
Yeah.
And so I think a woman should focus on her home. I think that God created us to be nurturers of the home, to raise the children. That's why we get to bear the children, right?
Yeah.
Um, to take care of the home, cooking, cleaning. Now, I'm not saying clean up after your grown man, that's a slob, right? Everybody's capable of helping, but there's different people that get to lead in different areas. So,
Got you. Got you. There was a kicker named Harrison Butner. Buckner. I don't know how to say his last name. No disrespect, but he is a kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. And he literally was invited to speak at a Christian school
man, I
graduation.
feel like I remember
Yeah.
this.
So the kicker from the Chiefs, he got invited to speak, and he got up there and said, he looked at the ladies and he said, "You guys have been tricked into going to school where your real priority is to take care of your home." He got almost canceled, but there was a strong group of people that turned up and started buying his jersey. He became the number one selling jersey like that for like 3 months. And it's like, some people disagree, but there are some people that want to stay traditional.
Right.
So to me, you know, I appreciate everything, and we could end right here too. I appreciate, you know what I mean, us having um similar ideologies, understanding we have different strengths, right? I work like a madman. I'm outside. I'm blah blah blah. I'm everywhere, right? Um, and I come home and you know what I mean. You're organized. You have stuff labeled. We got the baby coming. There's a label maker upstairs. I thought it was a gun. I was like, yo, is this the Glock 68 or something? Like what? You know what I mean? G68. But it was a label maker, right? And it's like you're so ready for that. And I'm working hard, right? Because I'm trying to get ready for that stage in a different way. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the strength. That's the two strengths coming together, rooted in traditionalism, like the traditional route. There's other ways to do it. Listen, man.
Don't the Bible say something about like
There's
two heads don't make a tail? So I'm just like,
oh my
not that,
God.
but it says something about like two leaders and it fails in the house if you have two.
Hey, I
It
don't know
do
that.
say something. I'm gonna find that verse and put it
I
in the
think yeah, I
comments.
think it's difficult because you know people are so against. Like people get mad at that.
Yeah.
People get mad. They get furious if you just say, "I want to be traditional
Mm-hmm.
in this time." And I
And
think
I think that it's okay if you don't want to be. I think that you just need to find that person that two agrees with not being.
see, I'm
So
also saying I don't know if that'll even work. But that's another conversation. I don't even. You can do it that way, but I don't know if it'll always work because tradition is tradition for a reason, right? It's been out for a long time,
we've
right?
seen it work.
You've seen it work, right? And the Bible said there's nothing new under the sun.
That's true.
So you can try this new thing. Oh, we're gonna do this new way. All right, it's probably happened already, and
And
it
it didn't
probably
work.
didn't work, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm proud of us, and I'm happy for us that we get to do this way. You know what I'm saying? And even if we disagree on a
You
lot
ain't
of
spank
these
my kid.
things, hey, listen, because this will be online forever. Hey, listen, if you're a child and you're out of place, if you're my child, you're out of place, you will get spanked. I guarantee it.
Mommy got you.
Mommy got you, and then daddy got you too. Daddy, if mommy got you, daddy gonna get you. Hey, this is the Sammy Rigaud podcast. Thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us.
so much
Wasn't
for
that
having
fun?
me. It wasn't as fun as it was on It's Kinsey Simone, but we had a good time today.
So,
Thank you for having
who's
me.
gonna win
babe. I really
who's gonna
appreciate
win the
it.
Super Bowl next year?
They already
Hey,
know.
listen, man. This is the Sammy Rigaud podcast. We don't talk sports with my wife. We talk everything else. God bless you, man. Thanks for tuning in.